And I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm wrestling Antonio Banks, and I know that name from somewhere. Where do I know that name from? Where do I know that name? Antonio Banks. Oh wait, I remember now. He's a big nobody. Antonio Banks' life ended the day he graduated high school, and he didn't have to play ball in the homecoming game anymore. Antonio Banks might have big muscles, and he may have been prom king, but one thing I have that he doesn't is this brain. $1 million body, 10-cent brain, and I'm going to show you why, Azrael. I'm better than everybody, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get things done. This is a warm-up match for Homicide tomorrow night.
Punk calling Antonio Banks a big nobody. Whoa, very confident going into this match.
226 pounds,
well,
the leader of the New Dawn, CM Punk.
May have stated the greatest truth in the history of wrestling DVDs a few moments ago.
There is no filter.
There is no filter between his brain and his mouth.
And his opponent.
I hope that Punk isn't underestimating Antonio Banks tonight.
Miami, Florida. He weighs in at 248 pounds. This is Antonio Banks.
Something to say. Yeah, check this out. You know, it's interesting that CM Punk should be known for his mouth. Because where I'm from, and some of the prisons I've been to, that's all the Punk is good for. His mouth.
Hi-yo!
So, since you want to work your sock muscles, I'm going to give you a little something to work on. See, for a long time, I've been wanting to prove to everybody that Antonio Banks is a world-class caliber athlete and a Ring of Honor caliber athlete. So, after I whoop your ass tonight and show everybody here that I got what it takes, tomorrow night, I'm going to break my foot off of Michael Shane's ass. That way everybody can understand.
Well, he's looking toward tomorrow night.
Shane, they're all the same damn thing. You put them together, and they ain't got the brains that God gave CM Punk. And that means they're coming to the box of rock. All is done.
I hope Antonio Banks isn't looking past CM Punk tonight. He's got to handle him right now. He's obviously focused on tomorrow night, that match against Mike Shane, winner to get an FIP title shot in Elizabeth, New Jersey, coming up during the month of February.
Well, let's talk about Antonio Banks a little bit. Lenny Leonard, the ring announcer, correctly introduced him as being from Miami, Florida, but that doesn't tell the whole story. He's from the Liberty City section of Miami, Florida. And Dave, I don't know how well you know the socioeconomic makeup of South Florida, but that's not the neighborhood. That's a neighborhood where the criminals are afraid to be out after dark. And Antonio Banks walked the streets of that neighborhood at any time he wanted. There are a lot of guys that talk about how tough they are and how bad they are, and that they do this out on the street, they do that out on the street. Antonio Banks is the real deal. It is documented. Antonio Banks did make some mistakes in his youth. When Antonio Banks left high school, Antonio Banks could have played major college football at just about anywhere he wanted to, but instead he did have some legal problems. CM Punk said that he didn't know Antonio Banks has performed before, he's wrestled before. Try the Florida Penal League.
Well, CM Punk, he can hold his own in a fight as well. We've seen that time and again.
Yes, we have.
Not only in the wrestling ring, but you know, he didn't have the easiest time growing up either.
But Antonio Banks, I think, can come into the ring with something to... And it looks like CM Punk...
He has a lot to prove.
Well, CM Punk is the master of the mind games, and it looks like he's going to start off by playing some with Antonio Banks.
And some of the fans here at Latino.
CM Punk's resume is so well documented. Had an absolutely sensational 2004. Yeah, he was in the only 5-star match in 2004. And that's quite an honor for any athlete.
proving, living up to the name that he's a 60-minute man, 60-minute plus man in professional wrestling. Excellent title matches for the ROH Championship against Samoa Joe. He's a world-traveled wrestler, has competed in Japan, across the United States.
NWA TNA.
Basically named the promotion, and CM Punk has established himself there.
Finished very high in several categories in the 2004 year-end award, and deservedly so. CM Punk generates a lot of controversy with that mouth, but please do not mistake that braggadocio for insecurity, because CM Punk is every bit as good as he says he is.
He's better than you, but does he have more strength than Antonio Banks, taking the time to stretch in the corner now?
Well, now Antonio Banks
wants that Greco-Roman knuckle lock.
Greco-Roman knuckle lock, Dave. You know what that is. I'm not sure matching powers head on is CM Punk's best game plan, but then again, I'm not going to be one to question CM Punk's game plan. He is as good of a ring strategist and a ring general as there is in professional wrestling right now.
And thankfully, he's not involved in a test of strength right now. He's just trying to wrestle with Antonio Banks and doing a nice job of it.
And I think the fans are still just talking about those brutal brawls that he had with Homicide, first and Emergence, where the match didn't even get started yet to the tournament finals, and they were literally fighting in a hurricane all over the USF campus before they finally got to the ring.
You'll notice right now CM Punk taking charge of the pace of this matchup and scooting out to the floor as soon as he needed to regroup, maybe talk over a little bit of strategy with his liege in his corner, Azrael.
That's a great point.
He's not allowing the bigger man, the more powerful man, Antonio Banks, to dictate this matchup, and that's one of the things that makes CM Punk so very good.
CM Punk, I think, is a little bit embarrassed after last month's performance at the Florida Rumble. Promised to win it, swapped numbers with Azrael, took the last spot, the 19th spot, into the second spot.
No. Azrael drew number 2. You're all wrong.
I'm not going to get into that, but Azrael ended up going in second. CM Punk with the 100 spot of 19. And how long did CM Punk last?
He basically outlasted everybody except for maybe James Gibson. He was in for the whole Rumble, I believe.
I think he was in for like 30 seconds. James Gibson threw him out, and then James Gibson.
Telling Punk you said that.
Well, it's on the DVD. You can get the Florida Rumble DVD. That's your favorite website.
ROHWrestling.com.
Among others. And
are we going to see that Greco-Roman knuckle lock now?
Greco-Roman knuckle lock, Dave.
Punk has something in mind.
Yeah, I know CM Punk is too smart to get into a test of strength without having some type of strategy in mind. Antonio Banks has made it clear 2005 is going to be his year. When you've accomplished what CM Punk has accomplished over the last couple of years, you come into the ring as a target every night. Antonio Banks can immediately generate a huge reputation with a victory over CM Punk.
Yeah, what if he can beat CM Punk here tonight, then get the victory tomorrow night against Mike Shane, work his way to Elizabeth, New Jersey? That would really put Antonio Banks on the national wrestling map.
And Antonio Banks certainly has the athletic ability to become the FIP heavyweight champion down the road.
Having hold the head of CM Punk down on the canvas, working his way into a side headlock as they work back to their feet.
Yeah, this has been a very basic wrestling match to this point. A little bit of filling out process by both men. CM Punk not as familiar with Antonio Banks as he is some of the opponents that he faces nationally. And I think CM Punk wanted to find out exactly what Antonio Banks' strength and weakness are. A little bit of probing out by both men, if you will.
A little bit of Antonio Banks trying to take the legs out from CM Punk and connects with that elbow, which sends him down.
When Antonio Banks says he has world-class athletic ability, that's not just talk. Antonio Banks, incredible athlete, moves very well for a man of his size and muscularity.
Punk very smart, going to the eyes. You can't see in that ring. You can't really get the victory too easily. You know, chopping away at Banks in the corner. You know, I wonder if it's a mistake on Banks' part thus far in the matchup. Maybe not being aggressive enough from the get-go. Maybe allowing that feeling out process to last a little bit too long. If he wants to earn his way toward the top of the FIP roster, toward that title, toward Ring of Honor, he needs to get aggressive and show what he can do in that ring.
Dave, I'm going to play devil's advocate for just a moment. When you're in the ring with somebody as intelligent and as dangerous as CM Punk, I think the last thing you want to do is a series of blind charges. I do think you need to be careful in the ring. I mean, it's great to be aggressive, but blind aggressiveness is going to lead to a quick loss.
And you do have Azrael in the corner, looking on at the matchup. As right now, CM Punk pitching Banks out to the floor here at Latinos, and the referee talking to CM Punk on the other side of the ring.
And Billy Dalton is going to get caught up in the divide and conquer of the New Dawn, as CM Punk has him distracted. Azrael doing damage on the floor. And
that's taking his time to issue advice and warnings to CM Punk about what he's doing in the matchup.
That's a tactic I noticed that you're not above.
What's that?
You're not above taking advantage of a distracted referee with an opponent on the floor.
I've never done any such thing. I certainly won't do that tonight.
Later on tonight, it's going to be your combination.
DP Associates, Fast Eddie Vegas and Jimmy Rave, that's right.
Going up against Joel Clark, easy for me to say.
You don't need to remember his name. He's going to be easily done away with later tonight. Choking away on Antonio Banks in the corner.
Again, the versatility of CM Punk.
He can do it all. He can brawl, he can wrestle, he can go submission-based wrestling and all that. He's very versatile.
Well, the thing about CM Punk that you have to be impressed with is CM Punk, despite everything he's accomplished, is always finding new moves, is always improving. There's a Russian leg sweep in the floats into the cover, kick out at 2 by Antonio Banks. Now we're going to see the resiliency of Antonio Banks, as he's been in trouble for several minutes now. CM Punk just measured. CM Punk's almost like a sniper up in that ring when he has the advantage, isn't he? I mean, just goes in with a variety of moves, just always on the attack.
Very, very deadly and very smart. He's an intelligent wrestler. Something you don't see too much of these days. And you can use that to describe Jimmy Rave as well. He might not be the most physically imposing wrestler in the world, but he's got it upstairs.
Well, I think he's a heck of an athlete.
He's a great athlete. I'm just saying he's not a big bodybuilder like Antonio Banks is, but he can still get the job done. He can still beat guys twice his size.
I got to give you credit. I think you invested well in Fast Eddie Vegas and Jimmy Rave.
I certainly did.
And right now, Camel Clutch, as CM Punk continues to work over the back of the neck of Antonio Banks.
Trying to use his power to work out of his hold. Down across the back comes Punk once again.
Coming up shortly, we will see Samoa Joe against Roderick Strong.
These guys get kicked in the face really hard, dropped on their heads really hard, and chopped across the chest really hard. I love it. It's called Strong Style, kids. And he's bringing it to you.
And do not try this at home.
Oh, but that time Banks got the feet up into the midsection, a little bit low on the midsection. Yeah. CM Punk, referee's got to get in there.
Well, I think CM Punk botched himself here. Antonio Banks, that athleticism is described on display, was quick enough in doing a 180 from a supine position.
Slipping away at the head of CM Punk, staying on his feet. Banks successfully shooting him into the ropes and takes him down with the lariat.
Now Antonio Banks is going to mount some offense. Thrust kick connects. CM Punk may be out. Turns him over.
Too close to the ropes.
The cover. And it doesn't hook the leg, but that's going to allow Punk to kick out.
Gotta hook the leg.
Antonio Banks talked about that opportunity to prove that he's a world-class wrestler. and he needs to figure out the combination to get CM Punk away.
He needs to make the most of this opportunity that he's been given.
Now Antonio Banks is going to pound away, double underhook.
Plants him with the slam.
Almost a spinning suplex.
Looking to finish him off with a, looks like he's going for a crossface here if he can get it, and he does.
He's going for the tap out on the crossface. How much pressure can CM Punk survive? CM Punk thinking about tapping. As well up to the apron. Here comes Mike Shane.
Mike Shane.
Mike Shane with the referee distracted. Antonio Banks not sure what's going on. Now he sees Mike Shane.
Roll up by Punk. Hey, ref, turn around.
He slams him into the roll up.
Hey, the new Dawn victorious.
The new Dawn has stolen one with the assist of Ron Nemi and Mike Shane.
Well, Mike Shane has sent a message to Antonio Banks. He's thinking about tomorrow night as well. The winner of their match tomorrow night at Unfinished Business to go on to Ring of Honor's Do or Die 4 in Elizabeth, New Jersey.